What's going on? Hitters, welcome to hell. Just kidding. It's just me. Guess who's back? Back again. Caesar's back. Tell your friends. I don't know if any of you hitters out there are watching the new season of Last Chance U. You know, personally, I do not like football. I just had some really rough experiences with it, with some injuries and some coaches and some people. I'm just not a big fan, but for some reason that show strikes a chord because I can understand the hustle and the grind. It's grind time. It's grind time. Welcome to grind time. What time is it? Grind time. But there's something like the first like episode or 3, something like that, where somebody says, "Stay humble. Don't let the pie crumble." And I thought that was an excellent saying, and I appreciated it. And honestly, it kind of struck a chord with me. I might tattoo it on me, to be honest. It's a little piece of pie somewhere. But I sat there and I kind of thought about it, and I thought about what it means. And obviously, the pie, kind of like a bag, something. The pie is your dream and your idea of the dream, or the dream itself, or the process of the dream. Just, you don't want to let that shit crumble, bro. When it crumbles, it's going to go away. And obviously, staying humble is kind of self-explanatory. But some people don't know what being humble is, or what humility is. I can't remember where I heard it from, but there's the 3 H's. The 3 H's: honesty, hard work, and humility. And those are the 3 things that you have to have in order to take steps forward in your life. Honesty. Are you being honest with yourself? Are you asking yourself the questions, the necessary questions? Are you asking yourself, what are you doing here? What's your job? What do you need to accomplish here? Are you being brutally honest with yourself? Are you asking yourself, are you smart? Are you lazy? Are you overweight? Are you sad or depressed? Are you in trouble? Are you having a hard time right now? Are you holding yourself accountable? Those are just some of the questions that I like to ask myself and think about when I ask myself just how to be honest with myself. And let's take one of those questions. We'll break it down. Are you overweight? Are you fat? I ask myself that question all the time. That question, answer that question. Unfortunately, it's a slow burn, and I'm honest with myself. Yes, I am pretty fat right now. I don't like the way my body looks. I don't like the way it feels. I don't like the way I feel when I weightlift. And I'm honest with myself, and I'm doing stuff about it. And that's the second part of this is the hard work part of it. After honesty comes the hard work. The hard work in, are you waking up? For me personally, are you waking up early to make your food? Are you waking up early to do a little bit of cardio? A little bit of extra workout? Are you disciplined enough to not go out to lunch and eat something bad, like eat In-N-Out or Jack in the Box, or just, are you accountable in watching your diet? Are you drinking water? It's just, in any of those things, and any of the things that you're honest with yourself with, Any of those things that you have to sit back and think, shit, what am I doing here? What is my job here? The second phase of that is always the hard work. It's always the hardest part of it. You're working much harder, rigorous, tenacious amounts of time and motherfucking work to change any of those aspects of your life. But the most important part of it, out of our 3-step combo, honesty, hard work, and humility, is having the humility, being humble enough to sit back and actually ask yourself the question, or ask yourself the questions in order to find the things that you're not good at. Because the only way you'll ever figure out those aspects of your life that you need brutal honesty about, it only happens if you're willing to ask somebody else for brutal feedback or brutal feedback from yourself. One of the things that affects us all as egotistical human beings, it's narrow-mindedness, because we're all so confident in our own abilities to do what it is that we do. It's kind of like what we talked about last time, is where, if you're a novice, if you're something new at somebody doing something new, or you've been doing this for so long, you think you're great at it, you might overcompensate, think you might be a little bit more too confident in your abilities. So get out of that narrow-minded headspace. Because if you're like a very recent version of myself, who thought that my intrinsic value, and this is just the thing that I thought about who I was and the kind of person I was on the inside, that all my value came from my ability to succeed at the things that I did, and I didn't really go out of my way to do anything new, because if I did do something new and I sucked at it, that would just affect me negatively. It would just kind of deplete my value a little bit. And I know that I was like that. I might still be like that. Hell, I probably am still like that with certain things. But, with kind of like this podcast thing, video editing, trying to find out ways how to today at training, man, like I'm sitting there and I'm training. I'm just doing power cleans and power cleaning jerks. And, I've heard time and time again that my jerk is really, really good. I've heard that from my coaches. I've heard that from my teammates. I'm like, okay, maybe it's okay. But then Casey Bergener, Sage's brother, Mike's son, Olympian, is like, hey, you can fix your jerk a little bit. And I'm like, fucking what? Like, there's room to grow with my jerk. Like, I can get better at this. I can get better at my jerk, and like coming from someone like that, like that's big. That's big. And here I was thinking that, I got caught in my own ego. Like, yeah, my jerk's good. I don't really have to worry about it. But, he sat there and he told me that there's some, there's things that I can work on my jerk, and shit, man, if I can get better, I can get better. But I can't have that fixed mindset when it comes to weightlifting or podcasting or, training or anything. I can't. It's gotta be growth all the way. Because I'm sure we can all agree that having a fixed mindset is kind of dangerous. It's letting that pie crumble, dog. Don't let that pie crumble. Don't let it crumble. It's bad. What are you going to do when the pie crumbles everywhere and now it's just a mess? Your life is in shambles. Being able to have that humility, being a humble learner is pretty much the name of the game. You got to have a growth mindset. That growth mindset, being able to get better. A growth mindset is basically like what Bruce Lee said. Bruce Lee said that in order to, he said, to empty your mind. Empty your mind. Be formless and be shapeless like water. Because if you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. If you put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. If you put it into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now, water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend. A growth mindset can change and adapt to any new challenge. You put your mindset into a bottle, you put it into a teapot, you put it in a cup, it's going to flow, it's going to crash. A growth mindset is going to change and adapt to any new challenge that you put in front of you, because I don't know about you, but I do know about you, because you're here and you should be looking for that opportunity to change. You should be looking for that opportunity to look inward rather than outward and change. Welcome it. Welcome change into your life. Epictetus, the great Stoic philosopher, once said that it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks that he already knows. So, sit back and ask yourself if it really is truly possible to do anything that matters with the life that you have, with the life that you've been given, when the only thing that you're considering in your life is yourself, your comfortable mindset, your comfortable life, everything that makes you feel good, not about the things that challenge you or make you feel bad. When you take a step outside, like Doctor Strange, when he goes into he astral projects, when you take a step outside of your own ego, of your own personage, and you kind of sit and you think about the things that you should put in front of, at the top of your list, the very top of your list. You put the most important things, more important than yourself, then your comfort, then your ego. And you start recognizing your ability to do more and your ability to be more at the expense of your comfort, at your ego, at your comfortable life, comfortable mindset, your whoever you are now. When you can set all that aside and focus on the big picture at hand, that's when you could truly be great. And that's when you take the pie out of the oven and your pie will not crumble. Think about it. This is not a cobbler, okay? This is a pie, all right? Pie. Be humble and don't let the pie crumble. All right, that's it for today. Thank you. I love you guys. I'll be back soon tomorrow. Be easy out there, my friends. Be easy. Life is hard, but you gotta be easy.